In today's video, I have a goal of making a working B52 nuclear bomber with Create Aeronautics. I also want to be able to have the ability to get so it automatically levels itself out whilst bombing. My idea is to use the gimbal sensor to make it auto level. Now I have no clue how I'm going to do this, but I do know that the gimbal sensor, how it works is based on a degree you're tilting it. It will actually produce redstone. So if I start tilting it this way, we'll see that this redstone right here is activating, and it's at redstone power of 6. And if I start tilting it the other way, we will see that it goes, this side is at 0 and now this side is at 9. So I believe that's how I'm going to do it. I've done a little bit of building off camera, and I've almost finished it. The landing gear so far does not retract. I still have to make that work. And if we go back here, the bomb bay right here, it opens for 7 seconds and then it closes, but I still have to do decorations for it and add the copycat blocks. If we go up the ladder and go inside, you'll see we have the diesel engine and lava, and that's essentially what powers this plane. Now if we go into the cab, there's quite a bit of stuff. This button, you can press this button to open the bomb bay from the cab, so you see the bomb bay is open, now it's closed. This lever right here controls the throttle of the thrusters on the outside. Unfortunately, I did have to use some creative motors there, 2 on each set of thrusters, to actually get it so it can take off and go at a reasonable speed. And in here we also have a radar, so we can see stuff on the radar. It's also drive-by-wire, so we can use the tweaked link controller to provide thrust if needed. Now if you see the thrusters right here, these are actually not normal Create thrusters. This is from Create Lift and Load, which is a separate add-on for Create Aeronautics. The thruster from Create Propulsion, this is a rocket thruster. So if I would have used this, there'd be a giant fire plume coming out of this thing, which I believe is not accurate. So I opted to these thrusters for better looks, because if you can see, if I freeze this and we drag up, if I remove this, you'll see that it's just a simple particle. It doesn't actually make a huge particle trail, which is what I really like about this. I will try to hopefully remove the creative motors in the end. That's my goal, because I want this to be completely survival friendly. Alright, so I fixed the creative motor problem by adding 4 sets of these 6-way thrusters on each engine mount. So now in total there is 16 6-way thrusters and then 8 normal thrusters. So now it is actually able to get off the ground, as I can demonstrate. When we activate all the thrusters, it does require a little bit of a runway, but it does take off, so it's very nice, and you don't have to hold W for it to actually stay in the air. So this is the finished B52. I actually kind of just recently gutted the insides to make room for a less complicated engine setup. So it's a lot more compact, and if we go over to the back, the engine is now in this back space right here. I'm using these platinum fluid tanks because they can hold double the amount of fluids than a normal fluid tank, which is really good when I need a small space, but I also need a lot of fuel. I'm currently just pumping creative fuel into it, but we have this hose connector right here, so you can actually hook it up to like a diesel plant or something before you take it off. I have made all the flaps work, the left and right, the rudder works also, and I actually added 2 more 6-way thrusters on each engine pod, and I have a basic copycat layout for them. I also moved them down 1 block and added 2 more thrusters on each one, so it actually can take off with bombs, because I was having a hard time with that. You might also notice that the wings are moved back a couple blocks, and that is because I actually broke the swivel bearing they were on and moved them back, because originally it was like right here. Now it's farther back, which looks a lot nicer, and hopefully will give me space for the landing gear, which still have not been set up yet. I hopefully will have some space for that, because it's not much space to work with right here. Went back to the original idea because I liked it. This right here is the throttle lever, and this button right here opens the bomb bays, or bomb bay, which has no bombs in it right now. There's no bombs in it, and the way you actually can load the bombs is by going in here and then clicking this. Now that'll rotate the roof 90 degrees, made it so like this, so you could use the creative physics staff or a crane to lift and lower the bombs into here. Alright, so I have finished the bomber. I have schematiced it just in case anything goes wrong, and it now has retractable landing gear, which I find really nice. I have opened up the bomb bay right now because I have made 3 bombs. Each have a highly explosive anti-tank round in it, mainly because it explodes when it explodes. There's fire, which looks cool. So I will be loading these onto the bomber, and we will be doing the first official bomb test. Alright, so we can pull up on the throttle and start lifting off. Alright, so we can pull up on the throttle and start lifting off. And once we get fast enough, we can hold W and take off in a space, retracts the landing gear, and then shift will drop the bombs, as we can see. And we can see them thanks to distant horizons. You could hear the explosions, so let's circle back and see what that looked like. So, as we can see, if I cut the engine power here, we can see that it has done quite a bit of damage, although it missed the target, which was the village. It has exploded and left some fire craters. So that was my take on a B52 with great aeronautics. Make sure to like and subscribe, as I have a goal of hitting 500 subscribers by the end of summer, and currently I'm at like 430, I believe. That being said, I hope you enjoyed.